Hello and welcome to the Nurango phone system setup video. Today I'm going to help you get up and running with your new phone system quickly and easily as possible. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. And first thing you're going to want to do is open up your welcome email that you received. And the welcome email is going to contain the dashboard login as well as the username and password and your unique account name as well. There's also some links to download the pre-configured Nurango Zoiper, a desktop soft phone, and a knowledge base article on configuring your own phones and devices, as well as the general link to the knowledge base for more information and things such as setting up users, groups, and the general managing of the phone system in general. So let's go ahead and get started by clicking on the dashboard link. That's going to bring us to the login page. If it's easiest for you, you go ahead and just copy paste your credentials, and you can paste them right into the login box here. I've already got mine saved and ready to go, and I'm going to click sign in. When you sign in for the first time, you'll see a list of applications that you can choose depending on your account. You're going to want to go ahead and click on Smart PBX and enable it by clicking on and saving. You can now go to the top right and click Apps. And you can select the Smart PBX app. I should mention, when you first log in, you'll see a step-by-step wizard guide that will explain to you the features of your account, which can be accessed at any time by clicking the top right username here, which would be the administrator name in most cases, and access the basic setup and details of your account, such as your user information, including time zone and your email, password, etc. You've got your account information, including technical contact details, account name, account realm, etc. Your credit card details to set up a card on file, billing contacts, usage charges, which include any per minute billing charges or toll-free inbound charges, and you can add credit to use those services here at any time, including threshold alerts, auto recharge, etc. And also give you a brief explanation on service plan if you have a service plan assigned to your account, and what the details of the service plan are, for example, how many users you have, how many phone numbers, etc. And then transactions, which would be any charges to the account, and a historic overview. Once you're ready to go and get set up with your phone system, you will access the Smart PBX here. Here's the dashboard with an overview of the system, including users, the types of devices you have set up, how many are registered, and overview of phone numbers, etc. Now, to get started on calling in and out as quick as possible, you'll head over to the Users tab, and I've set up an extension here. If you're going to want to go and add an extension if you haven't gotten an extension already. You can use a default or whichever preference you have for your extension sequence. So I've assigned 1000. This user can also have a direct line, so should I choose which devices are assigned to the user and the user features. More details on these specific user features can be found in the knowledge base at help.nurango.ca. It's also in the welcome email here, so you can just click on the knowledge base. So the first thing I want to do is set up a device and get my phone registered. So I can either access it by going to the Devices tab, or I can set up a device here by clicking the box. And since I don't have any devices, if I don't have any devices set up, I can click from spare. If I have devices already set up, I can click add from spare devices and select the device I'd like to assign to this user, or I can click new device and set one up from scratch. In this case, we have used a soft phone. And with that soft phone, you're going to be able to put in the device name of your choosing, the SIP username, password, the unique realm to your account, and assign it to the user that you'd like to assign it to. I've already got one set up here, so I'm going to go ahead and add this one from spare and hit Save Changes. The red icon indicates that this device is currently offline and will turn green once the phone is actually registered. And I can access this device at any time by going to the Devices tab, and here it is here. Now, since by default the Nurango Zoiper soft phone that we'll be setting up here to get going as quick as possible has a SIP encryption or encrypted calls by default, we don't need to do any additional setup. However, with this particular soft phone, we need to enable audio encryption as an extra step if we want our audio communication to be encrypted and not just the transmission of the packets back and forth. So we're going to enable SRTP on the account by going to Advanced, Miscellaneous, click the Encrypt the Audio checkbox, and make sure it's SRTP. I've also gone into the Audio tab here and I have dragged over the G722 codec and prioritized that. Now, G722 is a high definition HD audio codec, and that's what I prefer to use, so I've slid that into the top spot. You can do so for video as well if you plan to do video calling. And you can also restrict this particular device or any device for what type of calls you want the user to be able to make. In this case, just toll-free calls, local calls, and other than above, which will include things like voicemail, *97, short codes, etc. So I'm going to hit Save Changes. Now I'm ready to get going. So again, if you have your own device, you can go ahead and head over to our knowledge base if you choose to do so, and you can take a look at some configuration examples. So for example, desktop, if you'd like to set up X-Lite, for example, you can go ahead and follow the knowledge base guide. If you have other devices you'd like to set up and you don't see them in the knowledge base, send us an email at help@nurango.ca, give us a call, etc., and we will definitely help you out. And for now, we're going to go and click the link here to head over to the website and download the pre-configured Zoiper Nurango phone. You'll see 3 boxes here: username, password, and account realm for your SIP credentials. And if we go back over to our device, we're going to see those here. So SIP username, I'm going to paste that in here. SIP password, and our account realm, which is here. And we're going to click download. It's already detected our system as being Windows. We're going to hit next. We're going to choose the free edition in this case with the option to upgrade later on. And we're just going to wait for that download to appear. Save. And while that's downloading to the desktop, I will move forward. Now once you've gone through the installation process and you've got the phone ready to go, you can go ahead and open the phone up. It'll be presented with the screen of Zoiper, and the application should be open. Now we can confirm that it's registered by refreshing the Devices tab. We'll see the icon is changed to green. Again here. And we'd be ready to make calls out. We can change these settings at any time by going to Settings, Preferences. You can see the overview here of the information to register the phone, which has already been done for us, which is kind of nice. Now, to get that SRTP audio encryption enabled on the phone, we take an extra step by going to the Advanced tab. We're going to come down here where it says TLS with no SRTP and change that TLS with SRTP. We're going to click OK, and now all of our audio communication will be encrypted. So that's getting set up with the phone. Now we can make calls. If we want to receive calls, we can do that a couple different ways. We can either assign a phone number directly to this user, either from adding a spare number from the system that we've already purchased, or we can buy a number directly here. In this case, we're just going to do a quick example of setting up an auto attendant and routing the number to the call, to the user rather. And so we can do that by either going to main number tab on the left, or we can click this orange banner here. And in this particular case, I don't have any numbers purchased. Then I can click buy numbers, local or toll free. This box will allow you to search and purchase numbers either from Canada or United States. For example, if I want a 438 area code, I could do so. That seems like a good one. I can click add, buy the number, and I'll have instant activation here. Since I've already got a number set up and ready to go, I'm just going to assign this from spare. And I'm just going to skip ahead to the incoming call handling, and I'm going to open up the virtual receptionist. So I want the call to come in, hit my virtual receptionist. Alright, what I've done here is I've gone add routes, and I've stated that if somebody presses 1, I'd like it to go to my user. As you add more features to the system, you'll have more options here as routable destinations. So in this case, I'm just going to have it routed to that user, being the phone I just set up directly. Now for the greetings, you can either upload your own, choose an existing recording from your system, you can record over the phone, or use the text-to-speech, which is actually pretty decent. It's pretty high quality, and you can certainly use it for testing or for something to get up and running quickly. I've put hello world as my announcement, and that's been updated, and I can go ahead and save. And now if I call into this phone number here that I've set up, it'll route to my IVR, say hello world, and if I press 1, it will call my soft phone. So that's the basics of getting started. If you want to set up more features and you want to look into how to set up more routing options and using the platform, of course, head over to the knowledge base, which is at help.nurango.ca. You can also send us an email, call us, etc. We'll be happy to help you out. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy your new phone system and have a great day. Thanks for joining me.